Good evening and welcome to the news roundup for Monday the 31st of July. Before we get into the news, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and share the video with your family and friends.
Reach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. 42-year-old Omar Green, the construction worker charged with the rape and murder of 9-year-old Nikita Noel in Hanover, was slapped with 2 life sentences. The sentences were handed down in the Hanover Circuit Court on Monday. On the rape charge, Green was sentenced to life imprisonment. He will be eligible for parole after serving 43 years and 7 months. On the murder charge, he was sentenced to life behind bars and must serve 50 years and 7 months before being eligible for parole. The sentences are to run concurrently. Green pleaded guilty to the offences on the 11th of July. In a forensic psychiatric report read out in court, Green confessed that his actions were due to issues he had with Nikita's mother. In court, Green was given an opportunity to speak. He expressed an apology, saying, "My lord, may I ask for the family members to forgive me, especially to Nikita's mother. May I ask her to forgive me." The number of murders committed between January 1 and July 29 have dipped by 105 when compared to the corresponding period last year. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force's recently updated Serious Crimes Report, 786 murders were recorded on the island as of last Saturday. The figure is 11% less than the 891 recorded up to July 29 last year. Of the 19 police divisions across the island, only Hanover 77.3%, St. Ann with 40%, Portland at 12.5%, Clarendon with 17.3%, and Kingston Western with 16.3% recorded increases in murder. 3 divisions saw a significant drop in murders. They are Trelawney with a 60% decrease, St. Andrew Central recorded a 45.8% decline, and St. Thomas registered a 39.3% reduction. There has been a 9% decline in shootings, with 618 cases being recorded by the police. A total of 560 people were injured in gun attacks over the period compared to 651 in 2022. Other major crimes showing a decline are rape down by 25%, robbery down by 22%, and break-ins down by 12.5%. The full court has ruled that the 3-year extension granted to Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn in 2020 was illegal. A panel comprising 3 judges, Justice Lorna Shelley-Williams, Simone Wolf-Rees, and Andrea Pettigrew-Collins, handed down their ruling today after previously hearing submissions in the Supreme Court. The development arose after double murder convict Mervyn Cameron filed a suit in February challenging the legality of the DPP's extension. Cameron, who is represented by attorney-at-law Hugh Wildman, contended that Llewellyn had been acting in the post illegally for the past 3 years. Dulcita Chin, otherwise called Three-Way, is no longer considered a person of interest in Friday's quadruple murder in St. Joel Village, St. Catherine, his attorney says. The police via the media had asked Chin to report to the Major Investigation Division or to the nearest police station following the murders. However, on Sunday afternoon when Chin and his lawyer, Kemar Robinson, showed up at MID, they were advised that he was not a suspect in the matter. Robinson further stated that he spoke to the investigating officer and was told that the police had no interest in his client concerning these killings. Chin maintains his innocence and adds that he has not been to Central Village in over 2 years, Robinson said. Chairman of the People's National Party Human Rights Commission, Isaac Buchanan, has resigned following sexually explicit comments he made about Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn. In an interview with a blogger, Buchanan quoted a sexually explicit lyric from a Vybz Kartel song in reference to Llewellyn. Calls are also being made for the General Legal Counsel Disciplinary Committee to open an investigation over the comments. A probe has been launched after men pretending to be police officers robbed a man of almost $1 million in Hammersmith District Bounty Hall, Trelawney last week. The robbery was reportedly committed at the house of a businessman from the community, the police said. Information is that about 6:50 p.m., the businessman was at home when a white Toyota Vauxhall drove up. It was reported that 4 men, armed with handguns and a rifle, alighted and identified themselves as policemen. The men, it is understood, requested a search of the businessman and found $300,000 in his pocket. They took the money. The alleged lawmen proceeded into the businessman's house, where they searched and found a safe which contained about $500,000. They instructed him to open it, and he complied. The men took all the money, left in the said vehicle, and made good their escape. The businessman later reported the matter, and a probe was launched. A policeman is dead after his motorcycle reportedly collided with a cow in Little London, Westmoreland on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as Constable Tajay Ibanks of the Traffic Department in the Westmoreland Police Division. It is understood that about 8:15 p.m., Ibanks was driving his motorcycle along the New Hope Main Road in Little London when it is alleged that a cow walked into his path, resulting in a collision. Ibanks was rushed to the Savannah Lamar General Hospital, where he died while undergoing treatment. A 35-year-old sale representative was charged with murder and accessory before and after the fact, after allegedly attempting to cover up the murder of 25-year-old Stephen Bryan on the 21st of July. Charge is Kevin Martin of Nelson Street in Jonestown. According to reports from the Central Police, Martin rented his Honda Fit motorcar to a man who used said vehicle in the commission of the murder of Bryan. It is alleged that Martin subsequently repaired several damages to the vehicle, including covering up bullet holes. Martin was arrested on Saturday, July 22nd, and the charges were laid against him. His court date is being finalized. The police have increased their presence in the Portmore Villa community in Portmore, St. Catherine, following an arson attack by gunmen on Sunday, resulting in several houses being destroyed. More than 15 people, including children, have been left homeless as a result of the fire. According to the police, the victims were awakened by several men, some of whom were reportedly armed with rifles and handguns. The men reportedly kicked open the doors to the victims' dwelling and took away their cell phones. The gunmen then allegedly poured a substance, believed to be gasoline, inside the dwellings before setting all 8 bedrooms on fire. The police and fire department were alerted, and on their arrival, 3 premises were seen engulfed in flames. The firefighters extinguished the blaze. No injuries were reported. In business, under the newly revised external financing mortgage program that will take effect in August, the National Housing Trust has partnered with building societies, credit unions, and merchant banks to finance mortgage deals. So far, the trust has inked deals with NCB and the Scotia as well as COK to facilitate such transactions and lend at the state agency rate. Mortgage loan rates at commercial banks and other privately owned financial institutions hover below 8% on average, while loan rates at NHT are capped at 5%. The NHT will then subsidize the loans disbursed by the financial partners by paying directly to them the difference between the interest rate charged under the program and the interest rate charged by the NHT. In sports, Jamaica's national senior women's netball team maintained their unbeaten run at the Netball World Cup in Cape Town, South Africa today. The Sunshine Girls resisted a spirited Uganda side to emerge 61-49 winners. That is the team's smallest margin of victory so far in the tournament. Jamaica's next match will be against Caribbean rivals Trinidad and Tobago on Wednesday. And on the entertainment scene, Olivia Babsy-Green says the time has come for a review of the bad word law, even as she urges entertainers to avoid using profanity on stage. Under the Towns and Communities Act of 1843, it is illegal for any person to use any profane, indecent, or obscene language. A person convicted of this offense can be fined up to $1,500 or be imprisoned for up to 30 days. I think it is time to review those laws, but at the same time, I think that we are creative enough that we don't have to go on stage and swear. We are not short of lyrics, so we don't have to use profanity, Grange said. Critics of the current law have called for it to be updated or repealed. And that is it for your news roundup for today. We would appreciate you liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your family and friends. Have a good evening, and see you next time.